Okay, my apologies for the delay, but we are here again. It's been a while since I did the last ASMR reading, but we're excited to have a crack at it again. So, hope you enjoyed the new layout. It's a bit simplistic, but and I'll give to it some time with some new layouts. But this is what I do for now. So, a little bit simplistic, but it gets the job done, and I'm quite happy about the results so far. So, also we got 2 VC phase instances because I need to make it more like natural or something when it comes to ASMR readings like this. Anyway, you guys been doing very well. Hello again to everyone who has been with me, and to those who are the new lurkers, to the new followers. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of ASMR Reading with me, the moment, aka Agatu, aka Kaiza inside, because this is like the preview of the 2.0 model, which we'll get to on July 2024. So stay tuned for that. So, anyways, we're gonna be having more of the ASMR reading together with a story called "After the Villainous Failed to overthrow the gods." So I somehow forgot to the shit for a moment. So stand by. I'll be right back. Okay, now where were we? Okay, I've already pinned the thing in the chat, so you can go ahead and check it out if you guys wanna. So here we are with chapter 11 of After the Villainous Failed to overthrow the gods by Butterfly_effect on Wattpad. I've already had set the chat, so let's go. Okay. So, Kaiza voice is going to be activating. We're going to be having a few benchmarks real quick. So, I got an echo coming here from Qualcomm 4DS version 1.0. Mic check, mic check. Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me? Hopefully this audio is pretty much better than it was. Mic checking somehow. Okay, seems to have cut off when I turn off the mic, so that will be in some situations. So, anyways, with that even said, let's go ahead and continue. I still have like a coffee throat, but so bear with me for that. I already have my coffee, so let's go ahead and continue where we left off. We're here, chapter 11 of After the Villainous Failed to Overthrow the Gods. With let's read the description for those who have missed. Shall we? Okay. So here's the synopsis. In every story, there's a villain who has been defeated. What happens to the defeated villain? After Lorelei's plot to overthrow the gods failed, she was stripped of her power and voice. Just like me, because I have a coffee voice. She became a mermaid bound to a lake with the enemy, the god, keeping guard of her. This is a story between the villainess and her enemy. Now, where are the tags? Angst, enemies to lovers, fantasy, fantasy romance, female protagonist, high fantasy, historical, light novel, love, fate, magic, merfolk, mermaid, nobility reborn, reincarnation, revenge, romance, short story. I don't think it's a short story, but never mind. Sirens, sorcery, superpowers, villain, villainess, sword, wizards, and witches. Okay. So that's all of it. So to continue with chapter 11, I guess. I'll be right back after a bit. Alright, here it is. I am back. Oh, holy shit. I'm gonna take a look at the meter, because there's a high chance that it's still gonna be zeroing out. Yeah, I was trying to switch, but it disconnected, so I had to do the intermission again and then try to deal with that when the time is right. So, my apologies for that, but we're back in business, as usual. So anyways, turn on the echo. Now let's begin with asmreading. This is Chapter 11 of After the Villainous Failed to Overthrow the Gods by Butterfly_Effect on Wattpad. If you want to read the story with me, go check it out at the pinned chat. Good. Something else. So it appears that we have network congestion turned on. I might have to crash that out when it reaches 0. But anyway, back to business, I guess. Yeah. Hopefully at 6. I got my ass on all levels, so I don't know what to do about this. Okay, take 2. Chapter 11 of After the Villainous Failed to Overthrow the Gods by Butterfly_Effect on Wattpad. Okay, what the fuck just happened? I didn't like if I'll be in here.
The weird feeling I had of hardship persisted till the next day. We're heading out of the woods, the girl in the group were chatting with me. The boys in the group tried to include Archie in the chat, but he refused. He just silently followed us in the back, holding tight onto his bag. I had this strange feeling that I was the prey and he was the predator. I got more and more tense as the minutes passed. This would not do. Before I could escape what had lost my mind. Would it be that this Archer was really the god of water? Something was wrong. It's too silent. After a whole day of trekking through the woods non-stop, the group said we'd probably be able to leave the woods by noon tomorrow. That we have to stop. We haven't seen a single puppet sent out by the god of water. We're preparing for dinner tonight. I glanced at the silent Archie was pipe when it was to start the fire. I tried to match him with the god of water. He gave off the same scent, much weaker. That could be explained by the fact that he was a follower of the god of water. His appearance could not be compared to the ethereal appearance of the god of water. But if a god of water accompanied by the body of a passive man like me, he would not do something all out of order. But did Archer really look nothing like the annoying god of water? I questioned myself. Aside from the fact that Archie did not have the silver light hair that Colorado had, it's actually quite similar in height and body build as the God of Order. Adding to the fact that the God of Order always had his eyes covered with a ribbon, that's successfully hiding part of his face most of the time. All I could say is I wouldn't be surprised if Archie really is the God of Order. Or was really the God of Order. When he joined us yesterday, we only played from the fire in our campsite. It's lucky we could recognize each other's silhouette or character. It's only till when we started trekking through the woods this morning I realized how his features were alarmingly close to him. We grabbed the pot and some ingredients for our dinner and walked past the stack of foods Archie placed orderly next to the fire. I observed the boy text Archie and Cohen as him, but he knew it's a trick currently fanning the followers of this God of Order. Maybe the God of Order decided that the passive criteria was to be as orderly as him. When I was close to the stack of notes, I pretended to trip and crash onto the stack, therefore effectively scattering the once orderly pile onto the ground. I also dropped all the things in my arms across the ground. I glanced at Archer's hand through my eyelashes, waiting for any of the similar text to appear. When Archer took in the mess on the ground, I caught his fingers tapping on his thigh for a few times before stopping. As soon as I caught that, I glanced down and looked at my hands that bore a few scratches. The chances are the Archer was the God of Order was increasing. Let's assume that Archer was indeed the God of Order. Why wasn't he capturing me the moment he saw me? Could it be that he was not sure my identity, or even better, that he did not know? I would not be as careless as him. It's really him. Lilith, are you alright? You're bleeding. Alice, the girl who rescued me yesterday, cried. I glanced at the tail of my palm. Like the mouth scratches I inflicted on myself yesterday, this tail of my palm was much deeper. Blood was seeping out of the wound non-stop. A sharp fork must be on the ground where I fell. For some unknown reason, looking at the deep wound of my palm reminded me of the death of my siblings. At that time, after I had completed my task of luring Rachel to stab her lover, the girl right with the dagger, I returned to find all my siblings killed off brutally by the gods. Swords piercing in through their hearts but across their neck, blood dripping out of their wounds. My sister's last words were asked me to run away, but it was too late. The gods were about to kill off the last of us. Me. Alice, use my handkerchief to stop the bleeding first. Alice stuck the handkerchief into my bleeding palm. Put pressure on it. This put me out of my flashback. I looked up to find Archer staring at me. When I responded by staring back at him, he again looked away nonchalantly. He then started to tidy up the mess around us. The woods were stacked into orderly piles once again. Don't worry, I can't find it, Alice. Let's go to dinner. We have to wake up early tomorrow. I smiled gently and stood up to start preparing dinner. I pretended to be this gentle, nice girl in front of all of them, a complete opposite to my real personality. Even if I said we should start preparing for dinner, in truth, I had no idea how to cook. I hadn't cooked once since I was captured in that spot 3,000 years ago. I had to hide it. Lilith and Archer, can you help boil the pork? We'll help with the meat, asked Miss. Of course, I replied with a thick smile plastered on my face. Of all people, it had to be Archer. And to avoid spending too much time in his presence. My nail to the wound that had just stopped bleeding. When I walked towards Archer, blood began to drip down my hand once again. Your wound is opened up again, Archer pointed out. I pretended I had no idea about that and looked at my palm and gasped. I'll go and clean this up. Can you start first? I'll be back as quickly as I can. I was about to turn around when he clasped my hand. A jolt of pain shot through my body into my soul. I bit my tongue to avoid showing any expression. When I glared at him, he released my hand. It's healed. You don't have to worry about tearing it open again. Archie looked at me with his grayish eyes meaningfully, like he knew I reopened the wound on purpose. Then he turned back to our original hand. Repairing a bolt is quite easy. He then started to list out the steps of making a bolt. I know that, I retorted. Don't you feel like an idiot? He glanced at me in silence again. Why did I feel like he was about to sigh?
Oh hey, hello, Dayard! Hello! Glad you caught up with the last AS read. A little bit of some effort that I put into this, so I hope you had fun with that. We already had some echoes going on here, so it's a bit more better this time, so yeah, let's see how it goes. I mean, like, this is literally the thing that we just had to deal with in terms of things like this. Anyway, let's read the author's note. Second update of the week, praise me! Hope you like the story so far. Things are getting exciting. Is this Archer really the God of Order? We do not know about that until we read the rest of the story. So anyways, if you go back to my previous ASMR readings, which I've already uploaded on YouTube at youtube.com/@the I had a quite couple of theories in mind, but we'll save that for another segment. But for the meantime, let's go ahead with okay. Probably have to move this laptop for a bit. Because really, I think this arm needs a little bit of some rotation. Ow! It's durable. Thank God! Anyway, let's continue with chapter 12. And again, thank you so much, Die Hard, for tuning in, and of course, keeping yourself comfortable with me, the Kaiza. So let's continue with chapter 12. Let's read the author's note. Getting more and more excited, the author says. So let's go ahead and let's just read it to see what is going on with the excitement that the author has here. So again, if you want to read the story, go check out the pinned chat. It's already right there. So let's continue with chapter 12.
After the incident yesterday, Archer felt more and more like the God of Order. I decided to avoid him at all costs. Suddenly, I was just a few hours away from freedom. I would not be caught. He seemed to have not recognized it yet, or else why didn't he drag me back to my prison immediately? We set off quite early today. Everyone was eager to leave the woods. The card readings of Emily did not bode well. The card said we're in a maze or a loop. Emily said brows furrowed.
Finally, a network disconnect after I successfully turned on network congestion. How quaint. It's a bit proper this time. I have no idea. So anyways, let's try it again. Chapter 12.
After the incident yesterday, Archer felt more and more like the God of Order. I decided to avoid him at all costs, suddenly. I was just a few hours away from freedom. I would not be caught. He seemed to not have recognized me yet, or else why didn't he drag me back to my prison immediately? We set off quite early today. Everyone was eager to leave the woods. The card readings from Emily did not bode well. The card said we're in a maze or a loop. Emily said brows furrowed. We're lost, I'm quite sure. We're heading in the right direction. Let's get out of the forest as soon as we can, Reese suggested. The earthquakes weren't normal. but the explorers never mentioned about the quakes. And this is definitely not the earthquake zone. Everyone nodded in silence as we quickly tidied up our belongings and set out. After trekking in the woods for a few hours, we had finally reached the border of the forest. The trees were spaced further apart. We were nearly jogging, trying to leave the forbidden woods behind when we met with an invisible barrier. What's happening? Chris threw a fire spell at the invisible barrier. The barrier just quickly absorbed the fire. Not even a Scotch mark was left. Where's the ward here? No wonder the Court of Order was so silent. He planned to trap me in the wood. There was no rush in trying to search for me. I was trapped in another person anyway. Frustration and annoyance began to build up inside my heart. May as well look, the reading is correct, Emily whispered. I was just a second away from this prison that had kept me in for thousands of years. I would not give up. And so I had cards up my sleeve. The pendant that could break all spells and the dagger that could kill a god. I wasn't afraid of you, the God of Order. But first, I had to make sure Archie would not be a hindrance. No matter if he was really the God of Order or not, he would still be the downfall of my plan. If he was really the God of Order, as soon as I broke the wall, I exposed myself and he would catch me. If he was not, he would still follow the God of Order. It's just a matter of time before my info was linked to the God.
Some motorcycles headed away, so I had to out the echo for a while. Anyways, continue.
This isn't right. Just what treasure was discovered. Dead quits the board to prevent us from leaving. Spotted. Idiots. Another bunch of idiots. You guys deserve it. I wonder which fate will befall you. Rotting to death or becoming food for us beasts. The voice of a child echoed in the forest. What's that? Chris shouted and sneered through a fire sparkling direction where the voice was coming from. Idiots! You think you can kill me? The child cried again. At that moment, before he could react, stones and bananas were being thrown at us. Idiots! A child appeared on the tree a few inches away from us. He was hanging upside down on a branch with just his tail as the only support between him and the branch. Okay. It's one of us. A beast. It belonged to a wicked tribe. The beast bone was similar to that of a monkey, as evident by the tail wiggling behind the child. He has a tail! Shrieked Emily. Who are you? Cried Chris. We're beasts! Are you frightened now? You're going to be our food! The child jumped from one branch to another like the trees were playing over his. Well, where were these other tribe members? Why did they allow such a young child wandering around in the forbidden woods? And so close to the border like that? After a war with the gods, the more powerful of us, such as my family, were all killed by the gods. And their bodies were sealed in mountains or seas in the godly world to prevent other wicked beasts from visiting and reviving any of us. The exception was me. I was stripped of my power and imprisoned with the God of Order. I had no idea why the gods suddenly had struck at me like a myth. The wicked tribes of us beasts were driven into the forbidden woods. We were not allowed to leave the woods, they were bound to the woods. The children also bound to the woods. We were relegated as the monsters in the bedtime stories of mortals. He was just a child. If Chris and his group really had to fight, he had no chance to win. Just where his tribe member. Just as I had predicted, Chris and his team members were fighting with the child with a tail. They attacked the child and the child was captured within seconds. Before they gave the child another blow that would injure him mortally, I cried out. Well, maybe we can ask him what happened. Leaders, Emily asked with brows furrowed, no doubt she was not sure about my suggestion. He's just a child, can't you see? I cried, my hands crumbling my dress. I was being too concerned that I tried to tune it down. After a pause, I said, something isn't right. He seems to know something about it. It's easy to ask things from a child. That's true, Alice nodded. She lowered her hands and ordered the guys to tie the child up. You said you're part of the beasts. Chris said, I thought beasts are just mystical creatures in bedtime stories. Idiots! A bunch of idiots! The child struggled. Let me go! We'll let you go if you answer our questions, I said before they got annoyed again. The struggling died down for a bit. We won't harm you, you just have to answer the questions. I looked at the child straight in his eyes and planted a small suggestion. A suggestion that would allow him to stop struggling and aggravating the situation. This body was not my body. This body I had occupied was not like the one that was mine. It was not gifted in the arts to mesmerize and hypnotize. I was draining power from my soul. As soon as I used my power, searing pain shot through me. I felt something in my heart, soul shattered. The struggling stopped. The child asked, what do you want to know? Chris seemed to not to want to ask more about the beasts, but Emily stopped him. He asked and said, just what has happened? We were there at earthquakes. And the walls surrounding the forest? Why were there earthquakes in the walls surrounding the forest? The earthquakes were a wrath of God, and mortals said they were God's followers. They couldn't even recognize the wrath of the God. The wrath of a god? Emily widened her eyes in shock. The other people in the group also grew physically paler. With the exception of Archer, he has been very quiet since we reached the border. Even now, he was simply looking at everything as if I was standing in the shadows of the trees. Why? Why would the god be angry all of a sudden? Asked Alice. They all placed their left hand over their heart at the mention of it. With the exception of me, I hope they didn't realize the lack of reverence I had for their gods. But I was quite certain that Archer did. I was being careless. The child snorted. Archer finally walked down the shouts and said with his head tilted, we're having guests. Without realizing, we're being surrounded.
Okay, so, I mean, like, Archer, aka probably the alternative god of order, probably might have something that's gonna be Illuminati confirmed, but I don't know. I'm not an expert in these kinds of things. Just bear with me for that. I'm not really into these kinds of things. I do apologize. I formally apologize for that. But hey, at least we got the meat of the story here. And Archer, probably aka God of Order, an Illuminati confirmed moment right there. So that was particularly amazing. Let's see how it goes on the next chapter, because we're gonna have 3 chapters today, probably more, and that'll be for later. So, chapter 13. Okay, here we go. My apologies for rather crash there. I just had to crash for it because it code greened. It's already on code red, so let's continue. Hopefully. Chapter 13. Let's do.
Without realizing, we're being surrounded by the members of the beasts. I think the child is being tied up in front of us. The beasts surrounding us were adults. They had full control of their power to shapeshift. They looked just like a common mortal with the exception of their eyes. Their eyes were of different kinds of strange colors, now all staring at us with untamed hostility. Emily and her team members immediately picked up their weapons and faced the beasts surrounding us, ready to fight any minute. Release him! A voice rang out. He's just a child. The voice was coming from a female beast with golden cat-like eyes. She held her head up in confidence. He attacked us first, cried out Ralph. The stink of the god of light, the snort of the feeble beast in this taste. That does not mean can pick up a mere child and then tie it up like a monster. Was it because he's not a child in your eyes? Just a monster? The corner of her mouth tipped up sarcastically. Typical mortals. A look of unease appeared on Emily and Alice's face. You're surrounded by us and you can't escape. Release the child and we'll still treat you with courtesy. Or else. She let her threat sounded in as other beasts running us showed off their sharp claws. Emily immediately knelt down and untied tying the child up. Once untied, the child ran towards his tribe members. We have released him. Now it's your turn, Therese yelled with tight lips. You beat up our child, you think we'll let you go so easily? He started to fight first. Therese tried to defend himself. The female beast chuckled. You mean throwing bananas at you? Chris and her members' faces grew visibly paler. For 1 second I thought that female beast was my friend. When she smiled, she looked quite like my friend. I pushed the thought out of my mind. But then, back then my friend was part of the wicked tribes. The gods might not have tortured her tribes like what they did to my family. That even me, Alan's tribe, or many other tribes would be left unscathed. The gods ordered their followers to wipe us out. The gods ordered their followers to wipe out us beasts, the monsters. Just because we had different appearances, different powers than the mortals, they feared us. With approval of the gods, they gladly carried up the job of wiping out their land from monsters. They were just carrying out orders from their gods. From what I know, only a very small portion of beasts were left to be banished into the Forbidden Woods, and this female beast in front of me looked more like part of the tiger tribe than the lamb tribe where my friend was from. I should just be glad that they were still part of us living here. Even though they're bound to the forest, they seem to be living quite well. Maybe the god of order was not one to mistreat the beasts. I smiled peacefully even though he's my enemy. Deep down, I would never once worry about the remaining beasts. And he would treat them with fairness. That's the god of order. If we attack mortals, we will receive punishment. If it's the other way around, I believe the same rule applies. Unfortunately, we'll currently have some questions at hand, so it's a pity. You have to stay in our prison for some time. He smiled elegantly. Please drop your weapons. Who knows what you'll do to us if you capture us? Afterward, I see through a spell at the beast. The female beast smiled widened as she sliced the spell coming in her way with her claws. The spell then disappeared like a puff of smoke. Are you attacking us? She meant to capture us and then wait for someone to give us punishment. But waiting for who? If we were captured, I could take a look at where they're living now. Furthermore, I was one of them I could persuade to help me escape. I nodded my answer said, we're sorry for the misunderstanding. We will follow you. What are you talking about, Lily? Ralph roared. You can't decide for us. Do you think you can defeat them? There are more than 20 of them. I muttered with clenched teeth. As I said, those following the God of Light were idiots. As expected, a follower of Goddess of Spring seems to be cleverer than a follower of the God of Light, she got chuckled. So the girl I took the body from was a follower of the Goddess of Spring? No wonder she was digging out flowers when I occupied her body. But now they all knew I was letting Archie included. You said you were a follower of Goddess of Water, Chris cried. Really, yes? Alice looked at me with disbelief. I was just trying to protect myself, I lied. How about the rest of you? The female beast asked. Emily picked out a card from a stack of cards after looking at it. She said, I will follow you back and await punishment. I hope it's a fair one. Oh.
Okay, thankfully it's that, no big deal. Ah shit, no big deal. How did that go? What the shit happened? Anyway, let's repeat it again.
How about the rest of you? The female beast asked. Emily picked out a card from her stack of cards. After looking at it, she said, I will follow you back and await punishment. I hope it's a fair one. Of course, the beast with golden eyes said. That, I can guarantee you. Nothing but fairness. The remaining team members seemed to finally understand there's nothing they could do for now but follow what the beast said. They raised their hands in defeat. That only left Archie. He was still holding onto his sack when others had dropped all the bags and weapons to the floor. I'm sorry for the incident just now. Archie nodded in briefly in apology. If you'll allow me to keep this bag, I'll promise there's nothing that can threaten you inside. Both Chris and Ralph ordered harshly, just put it down! The female beast raised her eyebrow. I bow in the name of the God of Order. A follower of the God of Order. She tapped her chin with her finger and waved her hand. Bring the child to me. After a second, the child that started all these was brought to her. She knelt down and asked the child, Now tell me who attacked you just now? The child whispered something in her ears. She nodded and patted him on the head. You know whether you receive punishment when you get back. The child nodded dejectedly and ran away. He said you two didn't beat him up just now. Alright, I'll trust you. Why not? Don't teach your God's name. I think you know better than me what your God will do if you lie. She turned around and headed back to the deep woods. Tie them up and cover their eyes. We don't want to expose who we're living to them. Too. We have exposed enough secrets already. Let's all wait for punishment. With our eyes covered, we started our trek. We started our trek into the unknown.
Wow. Wow, that was so good. Like, seriously though. Okay. We'll continue with chapter 14. But wait, let me see. How many chapters do we have again? 26. 28. So 14. So we're already halfway. Holy shit. We're gonna go halfway on the next next ASMR reading, I guess. So thank you so much again to everyone who's been joining me on this particular journey, and hope you had fun. And that it would satiate you guys very well. I'm literally pretty much audit out by all these kinds of things here. But anyway, 14. Okay, here we go. After the villainous failed job with other gods. That is absolutely Amazing. I can't wait to read it more on stream, hopefully in a myriad fashion too. But we'll have to wrap this up for now. We'll get to more of these things in anyway. Let's see who we're gonna raid. I don't know who we're gonna raid, but we'll have to find out. Let's close the filters because we're done with that. Well, that was really cool. I just had some few hiccups. Of course, we also have network congestion enabled, and I do confirm we're strictly 30 FPS, not 29.97, because that will fuck up the servers. So let's see, what are we gonna raid today? I don't know. Okay, let's go with Mama Tage for the meantime. I'll have my LOA that might leave advance since there's some moderators with me filing too. But anyway, Mama Tage, we are coming. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow on V stream with Life After Marathon to conclude the week. And the next week, I will be the featured VTuber for VTahanan, the VTuber group where I mentioned the other day on Twitter/X. If you want to check it out, go check it out at twitter.com/development or x.com/development. It could go either way. And shout out to all of my friends over at VTahanan for having me here, and thank you so much to Madam Isai, the founder of VTahanan, for having me here on this collective. It's been an absolute pleasure. In the name of VTresMarias, I would like to thank Madam Isai so much for having it. But like I said, we're not gonna be rating her today. We're gonna be rating Mama Tage. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you all tomorrow on V stream with Life After Marathon. The next week will be VTahanan filled week. We have our podcast with Kira and Madams Kira and Isai, and of course some other things here that will be posted on Sunday. So also on Sunday, I guess it will also be the Void reveal for Emision, my alternative. If you want to check it out, go ahead and check it out at twitch.tv/Emision. I guess that's it. Bye bye, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.